Good evening and welcome to the February 20th, 2024 Board of Directors meeting for Piedmont Community Charter School. Piedmont Community Charter School is a tuition-free K-12 school that offers a superior college preparatory education option for this community and its families. And as is our tradition, we will now take a moment of silence. Thank you. Item number 3 on the agenda is public comments. Is there anyone signed up for public comments?
No, sir.
Thank you. Item number 4 on the agenda is awards and recognition. Ms. Killen.
Good evening, everyone. I'm excited to read our awards and recognition. Piedmont has been nominated in 3 categories in this year's Best of Gaston Awards. We were nominated for Best Charter School. David Benfield and Holly White were nominated in the Best Principal category. And 4th grade teacher Dawn Johnson has been nominated for Best Teacher. Voting begins in March, and we are very excited for this recognition from the community.
All right.
The high school dance competition team attended the North Carolina Scholastic Dance Festival and placed first in the contemporary category, 2nd place in hip hop, and placed in the top 10 in jazz and dance team tom. Senior Abby Montreal was recognized for her student choreography piece. Overall, Piedmont was recognized as one of the top 10 school dance programs in the state. So I think that deserves an Piedmont had 4 students who qualified for the South Central All-District Band Clinic: Peyton Earls, John Phillips, Josiah Dover, and Lucas Holland. This was a very prestigious opportunity for these students, and we're so proud of them. 6th grader Raya Matane won 1st place in the Piedmont School Spelling Bee. The competition included spellers from 4th through 8th grade. We congratulate her wonderful accomplishment. During elementary's 4th grade wax museum program, students researched a historical figure. Families could make a donation to bring their presentation to life, and in doing so, the 4th grade raised over $1,149 for Least of These Carolinas. Very proud.
Well, thank you for that. It's nice to start with the good news.
Yes, it is.
Item number 5 on the agenda is approval of previous minutes. Has everyone had a chance to look at the January 16th minutes? And are there any questions, deletions, or additions? Hearing none, I'll call for a motion.
Make a motion we approve the minutes of January 16th as presented.
Second. There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion is unanimous. Item number 6A, Treasurer and Finance Committee report.
Thank you, sir. I've got several things to cover, but I think first we're going to get a update on some of the budget updates from Claire.
Am I on? Need to be right in front of it. There you go.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hello, Claire.
All right, so we do have some adjustments to the budget. We have some increases in our revenue, total of $82,399.15. The breakdown of that is fines and forfeitures. This is something that we do receive every year, but I don't always budget for it because we don't know how much it's going to be. The fines and forfeitures this year were $22,694. The next item is special state reserve funds. These are funds that we applied for back in the fall. They are specific to a student. We will receive them for 1 year, and then after that we'll have to work it into our budget. But that amount is $28,931.15. Student diagnostics, that is an allotment that we get each year to help offset the costs that we incur for student assessments in grades K-8. So this year that was $16,333. CTE credentials is $2,299. School connectivity, I actually did budget for that this year, but based on last year, I put in $14,400 and we ended up getting $18,000. And that's an allotment to help us offset the cost of our internet connection. And then the last allotment we have there is the PPL reimbursement. That's the Paid Parental Leave Act that you all approved back in the fall for us to opt into. So we received our first reimbursement last month, and that was $8,542.
And that was for maternity leave, and that amount reimburses us for the cost of the substitute.
And then we also have some expense increases. Both of those amounts are related to the scanning and the digitizing that you all approved back in November. So the scanning is going to come out to be $33,500 to scan all of our student records and digitize them. And then there's the annual fee to Scribbles of $9,975. So the net result of the revenue and the expense increase is $38,924.15 added to our projected surplus, and that brings the new projected surplus to $975,552.08. Any questions on those?
Any questions?
Thank you.
Mr. McBrady?
All right, I'm going to start with the surplus and cash report as of January 31st, 2024. In our operating account, we have $3,505,806.53. Student activities account, $81,340.71. Our investment account, $2,642,242.71. Petty cash of $1,000 brings a total to $6,230,389.95. Anticipated cash on 6/30/2023 was $6,887,547, plus the current year budgeted surplus of $975,552.08, less our fund balance appropriations of $1,100,000, leaves us with expected cash and investments on hand 6/30/2024 of $6,763,099.08. Back out the investment account of $2,642,242.71. Leaves us expected cash available 6/30/2024, $4,120,856.37. Our U.S. bank account for our bond funds, first ending balance of 1/30/2024 was $356,921.32. Debt service reserve fund, $1,794,052.59. Leaves us total bond proceeds held at U.S. Bank of $2,151,973.91. Questions on the surplus and cash report? Okay, going to move on to the budget report. Middle column, the month-to-date activity. State revenue, $1,549,229.75. Total local revenue, $384,141.97. Federal revenue, $109,095.85. Leaves us total revenue for the month, $2,042,467.57, against total expenses of $1,439,359.63. Leaves us a net surplus before investment of $603,107.94. Small loss in our investment account of $3,337.65. Leaves us with a net surplus after investment $599,770.29. Questions on the budget report? Okay, I have three items that we will need approval on. The first in your packet should be engagement letter for I think the first one in your packet is for the 401K. This is for Potter and Company. We've used for previous years. Again, this is audited our 401K. In terms of cost, you'll see that on page 4. It is $17,000, and that is the same as last year. Everything else in this packet should be the same as previous years. The second item in the packet is also with Potter and Company. We've used in previous years. This is for the financial audit engagement letter. Again, everything else being the same, slight increase on price. Last year we paid $16,000. This year the cost is not to exceed $16,300. So small bump there. But again, it's a company we've used in the past that we're very comfortable with again this year. And then finally is, as you guys know, we repurchase and refresh our computers. So now it's time for a Chromebook refresh, and you have a quote there. This is for K through 8, and it's for 1,400 computers. And total cost, the second page, $418,600. After tax brings a total of $447,902. This does include the cost of the units. It also includes repairs and servicing thereafter, correct?
Yes, it's the warranty. There's
Gotcha.
a 4-year warranty.
Gotcha.
And the protection cases, right?
And the cases, that is correct. Yes, sir.
And that number will give us 50 extra ones, 50 spares for each
Reserve.
campus.
Gotcha.
So when one's sent off, we can give them a spare that needs to be repaired.
This might be a silly question, but what do we do with all the old ones?
Oh, we send them back to them.
Do we get any kind of rebate for that, or they're probably kind of useless, I guess, maybe at this point?
I honestly don't know the answer to that question. They're not valued like MacBooks are.
Okay. Well, I'm sure they take a beating too.
The total cost that we pay includes the warranty
Okay.
for the 4 years. And, I mean, they haven't, Trafera has not missed a beat with us. Even, Chromebooks that get stolen out of cars, if we provide them a police report, they give us another one.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it's
Okay.
really a tremendous warranty.
Okay.
We used to have to budget money to pay for repairs, and we don't have to do that anymore. But I will ask Mr. Stocks and let you know in the morning.
Okay.
I know that's a lot of info. Any questions on either of those three pieces?
On the two Potter and Potters, is that two different charges, the $17,000 and then an additional $16,300?
They are, correct, Larry? Yes.
Yeah, one's for the auditing of the 401K plan, and one's for our financial auditing.
Okay.
That's all that I have.
We have to make motions, right? I make a motion to approve the 401K audit engagement letter by Potter and Company, PA, as presented.
Second. A motion and a second. Any further discussion on the 401K audit by Potter? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion's unanimous. We'll hear a motion on the financial audit.
I make a motion to approve the financial audit engagement letter by Potter and Company, PA, as presented.
Second.
Motion is second. Any further discussion on the financial audit by Potter and Company? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion's unanimous. I hear a motion on the Trafera
Make a
proposal.
motion, we approve the Trafera quote for the Chromebooks.
Second.
Motion is second. Any further discussion? Do we need to indicate that that money's going to come from fund balance?
We do? Okay.
Would you like to amend your motion to say that the money will come from the fund balance?
I make a motion to approve the Trafera quote, money will come from the fund balance.
And the second?
Second.
Any further discussion?
Will this be for next school year? Will we have them by next school year?
Yes. And the good thing about Trafera too is that they set them up. So our tech guys don't have to do it. They do a lot of work and put what we need on them, you know, program-wise. And it's a great service.
Any other questions? All those in favor? Any opposed? Motion is unanimous.
Thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you. Item 6B is the head of school report. Ms. Keller.
All right. So first, we have our compliance submission report. All right, so for Epicenter, for the Office of Charter Schools, we had to submit the board bylaws. And they were submitted on January 26th. And then our current charter school application needed to be submitted, and that was also done on January 26th. For our bond loan, documents that had to be uploaded to EMA, the Electronic Municipal Market Access, we had to submit our quarterly financial information. That was done on February the 12th. And next, our quarterly statement of student count. That's the principal's monthly report. So February 12th, that was submitted. Next, the quarterly report for our statement of student count by grade. That was also submitted on February 12th. Our statement of no changes in key personnel was submitted on February 12th. And our statement of disclosure, no plans to expand school or change school organizational structure, no to litigation, and no instances or activities of noncompliance with regard to the school's charter. That was submitted on February the 12th. With a busy month. All right, next we have our enrollment report. So as of February the 13th, we had 1,896 students, 665 in K4, 647 in 5th through 8th grade, 584 in 9th through 12th grade. And we had a few withdrawals, mostly moving, some deciding to homeschool. And then next for our personnel report, and this needs to be approved, we hired Eileen Dellinger as a middle school EC teacher. She's actually worked for us before, so we're excited to have her back, and she's excited to be back. She said it felt like coming back home.
Do I hear a motion on the personnel report?
Motion to approve the February 2024 personnel report.
Second.
Motion is second. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion is unanimous.
Thank you. Now, the last thing on my report is Mrs. Huffstetler is going to come talk about our PACE program, Piedmont's Accelerated College Education.
Good evening.
Good evening.
You all have a flyer that I provided for you. That is one that we will be able to provide to parents to market the program. But the PACE program, as I spoke to you earlier, I guess in the school year, it is a partnership between Piedmont and Gaston College. We will have two plans. One, we are going to say is Plan A really for the 9th and 10th grade students. They have to qualify for that program. We have met with Gaston College twice in the last month, talking about criteria as well as in-person classes. And I think we have a really good program for next year for our students to be able to offer in-person classes. We have a couple of our teachers that they have told us that we'll be able to teach some of those classes at this point. So we're really excited about that. On this flyer, you will see that the PACE program is to empower Piedmont students by providing a tuition-free college classes offering dual credits and creating a fast track to an associate's degree through our partnership with Gaston College. And again, that will be within the 4 years that they're here at Piedmont. They will be able to receive an associate's degree. They may start in the 9th or 10th grade, or they could start in the 11th or 12th grade. And you can see the criteria there for each one of those. For the PACE program in the 9th or 10th grade, the students must meet AIG plan criteria and the achievement indicators, reading in the 90th percentile on the EOG, math 95th percentile in the EOG or EOC, because it could be Math 1. The aptitude indicator, that is the assessment that we will be taking. Tentatively, we have that for March 1st. It took us a little bit of time to get access to that. We got it on Friday, and there's a little bit of planning that we have to do before we can actually assess. And then Gaston College informed us that they will have to demonstrate college readiness via an assessment. They gave us a couple assessments that we can provide to the students. They will take the 8th and 9th grade PSAT. And tentatively, that is scheduled for April because the College Board tells you when you can test. So the earliest that we can test is going to be in April. For the students in the 11th and 12th grade, so if the student doesn't qualify in the 9th or 10th grade, they still could be in the PACE program in the 11th or 12th grade. They just have to meet the 2.8 unweighted GPA or demonstrate college readiness via an assessment. So they do take the ACT and the PSAT, so that can be one of the components that we can use as well. So the nice thing about the PACE program is it is a scholarship. And you can see this is Gaston Colleges, their numbers. They say that students who earn an associate's degree while in high school, it is equivalent to a $36,600 scholarship. So we're real excited for our students and for Piedmont with the partnership with Gaston College. Do you have any questions?
Have you guys met with potential 8th graders, the parents already? Like, how did that go?
Yes, we did. A couple weeks ago, we met with them and talked to them about the criteria. And I sent out an email tonight asking those, telling them kind of the tentative dates. And then I had a Google form for them to sign up if they are interested in participating. So it was probably about 20 minutes before I came in here, and we already had 10 responses with yes. So
Oh, wow.
I think it sounds pretty good.
That's awesome.
Well, we had a full auditorium that night, and the parents were very excited.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes, we are meeting with our rising 11th graders on Monday. We start registration. It's coming up. So we will be talking to them about Plan B on Monday.
So the ones that are in 9th grade this year, so are they going to start next year in the 10th?
Yes, ma'am.
So they'll kind of double up. They'll be the only grade that'll have to double up and catch up.
Correct.
Okay, so they've already qualified?
If they qualified, no.
So they still, is that the March 1st test?
Correct.
Okay, so they were just identified at the meeting.
Absolutely. That is correct. Yes, ma'am.
So there's a chance the ones that came to the meeting may not qualify.
That is correct, but they can always go to the Plan B based on their GPA.
Well, I've heard about this at my house from my 11th grader. How the kids react.
How did the kids react?
Yeah.
They seemed very excited. They do. I think there were some that were a little disappointed because they didn't meet that first criteria that we had. But there's no doubt in my mind that they will meet it by the 11th and 12th grade year for their 2.8 unweighted GPA. So I don't want anybody to get kind of down or frustrated because there's always the possibility in the 11th grade to start the program and to be able to complete it.
My ninth grader is very excited. I mean, the one that I didn't think would even be interested, he's very, and they had a few seniors that, at the meeting, there were 3 seniors that talked about if they would have had this. I mean, they're doing it, and they played sports, and they were in events, but they were talking, I mean, encourage the kids, y'all do this, because it's gonna be, it's college, but compared to what they have done and the benefit of these kids starting 8th, 9th, 10th, they were very encouraging to the kids, so.
That's great.
They were disappointed because they didn't get to start in
Right.
the 9th grade.
Right.
Any other questions? All
I
right,
do
thank
have
you.
one more.
Oh, go ahead, no, that's fine.
How quickly will you get the March 1st test results back to let the kids know whether?
It is online, and they're telling me that I should get it back within 24 hours.
Oh, wow.
That's
So
why
that'll
we
be
went
quick.
online. It's just going to be a lot of work up front on our part versus paper pencil, but we'll see the result quickly.
Well, thank you for the update. It's encouraging. It's exciting.
It is. And we've heard the kids at the middle school talking about it too, the 8th graders. They're excited they, got invited to the meeting, so I think it's going to be great. So if I may, I got a response from Michael Stocks about the rebate for the Chromebooks. He said there is a rebate based on the quality of the Chromebooks we send back. They have to get them first and then determine what the value is.
Okay. I won't hold my breath for that one.
Is this the first time that we've returned Chromebooks to them?
Yes.
Okay. So
Yes,
we don't,
because before we had MacBooks, remember, and
So
we
we
were
don't have it.
selling the MacBooks to
Yeah.
that third party, and they
Yeah.
had to value them too. Yeah.
right, yeah. So we don't know what that ballpark is yet.
All right, well, that's all I have, except for the calendar. We have our next board meeting, March the 19th.
Thank you, Ms. Killen. Item 6C is Enrichment Committee, and Lisa Largent could not be here tonight, so I'm going to read abbreviated minutes from the Enrichment Committee report. The Enrichment Committee met on Tuesday, February 6th. Ms. Jennifer Wyatt discussed the school's equity plan. Elementary and middle school administrators represented the middle of year data. High school administrators presented the end of course data for the first semester, and the head of school provided an overview of the PACE program, Piedmont's Accelerated College Educational Program, which we just heard about. So we will move on to item 6D, Athletics Committee. Mr. Paul?
Thank you. The Athletics Committee met on Tuesday, February 13th, and Mr. Ballard shared that there is a need and a search ongoing for someone to assist with mechanical repairs to the fleet of buses at Piedmont. So that's something we'll be working on. We've had some initial designs created by Tom Balke for bleachers, and we'll be working through those to endeavor to get that project to its completion and get our many fans a place to sit outside of the outdoor fields here at the high school. And Coach Prelude shared that both basketball teams have made the playoffs and expect to have at least one home game here at Piedmont. So I would encourage everybody to try to get out to one or more of those. And that's it for the athletics committee this time.
Thank you, Mr. Stock. Item 6E, Facilities Committee Report.
I'm happy to announce that we were awarded a grant that we just found out about. It was for $101,000, and it's the School Safety Equipment Grant. So basically, we can use these funds to upgrade the security of our campuses. So we have about $800,000 worth of quotes, so we are working through those and getting some requotes, and we'll have more updates next month about what we're going to do moving forward with that money. But we do have until June of 2025 to actually spend it. I don't think, we're not going to wait that long, but we just want to make sure we do make the best use of the money.
That's excellent. Item 6F is Governance Committee, and there's no report. Any other items for discussion? If not, our next board meeting will be March 19th, 2024, 7 p.m., and we stand adjourned.